Hey all, welcome back to my channel. So today let's talk about why DSA is important for test automation. Yeah, you are hearing it right. It's important. So if you have no idea about DSA and you went to the coding round and they gave you some problem and you solve it. So if you are 2, 3 experienced, maybe they are fine that if you are not using DSA concept, but your logics are fine and you are able to give the output. There won't be issue. Maybe they will feel that okay, you have only 3, 4 year experience and you are good in building the logics. But what if you have now 7 to 8 or more than that experience, and now you are giving the same solution? Then what's the difference between you and the candidate who is of 2, 3 year experience? So definitely, when you have more experience, then the expectation is you should write your code more efficiently, and it should run, and it should also run in as minimum time as possible. So here I'm going to give you one real-time example, how you can implement few of the stuff in your automation where you can reduce the execution time for that. So here is one example, and even this is one of the most asked interview question which I have observed mostly. So imagine a scenario. So you are given a list, okay, and the list is having thousands or lakhs of records, and you need to process and find it. What is the duplicate in that? So there are many ways, and generally you will see a very common answer. So we will take an example here, one with a bad algorithm and one with a good algorithm. Okay, let's start with the bad algorithm. What I have done here, I have created a class, named it as bad algorithm, and in that I'm first adding at least 1 lakh records in this, and in those I'm also inserting some duplicate so that there should be some duplicate. So once I will do some data processing on it, I should be having some duplicates. And what even I have done here is I created one more class and I'm calling it as inefficient validation, which is here. I created an object in this, and then finally you will see the output. So we will see it later. So let's see what is inside this class. Let's move to this class. Okay, in this class, what I have done is I have just started a timer to understand how the this algorithm works and how much time it takes. So we have just kept one has duplicate Boolean value, and initially we are setting it false. So as soon as we will identify a duplicate element, we will set it to true. Okay, so normally what you will do, so if you will be given to find a duplicate code, you will put a one for loop exercise, iterate it, and you will now try to compare it with the next element. Okay, so this loop will go through, assume that there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, some value. And again, you took the same list and now you are comparing again this list with this element. So now we are comparing uh, this one with this, and we are seeing okay, now right now only this is one. So anyway, there is no duplicate. This one will again compare to 2, 3, 4, 5, and again if we found one, and then what it will do, it will try to perform this logic, and if it identifies that okay, one we have observed it again, it means now it will go inside this loop, it will make this condition pass, and automatically our duplicate will be set to true and we will out of this loop. Okay, so in this condition, since we have used one more loop inside one more for loop, so we'll call it as on square. On square means what? So anything, so if I'm increasing my data by something, it will get doubled, time will take not twice. So I have inserted 10 values, and now I have to execute this loop 10 into 10 times, 100 times. Okay, so that's my now OF, it has become OF n square, right? So for 10 data, now I have to execute it 100 times. What if in future I have 1000? So 1000 into 1000, it will take almost square of the time. That's why its time complexity is O of n square. I hope you understood it. So I don't want to go deeper into the DSA concept, but here, since it is following ON square, and which is not a good DSA pattern. So generally, if you have this kind of ON square logic, this is not recommended and it will take more time. Let's identify this code, how much time it is taking. So while explaining, I added this, right? Let me remove this. And let's see how much time this code is taking, our bad algorithm. So let me run this program, and let's execute it and see how much time it will take. So also I would like to say one thing. So I have this thing already pushed to my Git. So I will also provide you the Git link where you can practice it. So now our program is started, and here, since it again, this will give us how much time it has taken. So see, it is still running. So since I have inserted 1 lakh record, it is trying to identify for those in those 1 lakh whether we have any duplicate or not. So it is still running. So you can see this code, since it is not at all efficient, it is taking time. So what if we have thousands of such scenarios in your case, right? So if it is going to this much time, so once you have 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 cases, it's not at all going to be a very efficient solution. At one point, you may need to again refactor everything in your code. So it's better you already know things before even coding. So that's why If you are in automation, now you are no more like a QA guy. You are now a coder like a dev, right? So you have to now feel like a development member. You shouldn't be now in that your QA zone. So you have to come out and you have to become the coder. Okay, so if you see now it has taken 31 seconds for 1 lakh record to process. Okay, so and to identify the duplicates in that. Now the same thing, what if I try with the other way? Okay, I have one more solution here. So if you see one more solution here, what I have done, I have created a set. Okay, and we know that in set, if we are trying to add duplicate, it's gonna give us false. And if we try to add element which is unique, it will anyway going to be true, right? So that we already know that is the property of hash sets. So again, we will give a boolean value here, same, we will initialize it with false. Here you will observe one thing. So I'm using one for loop. I'm iterating with all the user IDs one by one. So it will keep adding it to my hash set. We're using this. Okay. But as soon as it is adding and situation is true, it will never go to this. Okay. And finally, when you will observe one more value again which is duplicate. So previously we were keep on adding 1 2 3 4 5 6, and again we got one and which already exists in the set. What this statement will do, it will make it false, and as soon as it make it false, we put a not operator here, so it will again make it true. And since if a statement became true, it will go inside has duplicate and make it true. And hence as soon as it becomes true, now we will get to know, okay, one duplicate we have found. So here we are not using any two for loops. It has only one for loop, one if condition. So now we will see how much time it will take. So let's try to run. So if you remember last time it has taken, the old bad code has taken 31 seconds. Will it going to take the same? So let's try and run it. See, it has executed in 44 milliseconds. From 31, it got reduced to 0.44. This much efficient is this code is, right? I will run it again. Maybe initially it was the first run, it has taken much time. I will run the my older code again and see how much exactly it is taking. So see, it is still running. Last time it took 31 seconds. Again, I will run it and see how much it will be taking, because it is keep on comparing one value with another for value. We have one for inside that one more for and putting if condition. Same thing, right? So this is what the that's why we are expected to have a good DSA score. We shouldn't be master in that, but at least we should know there are different approaches we can follow. See, again, this time it took 33 seconds, right? And I will run my good algorithm code again, which is using concept of HashSets, and it has only one for loop, right? 61 millisecond. That's it. You are done. So I hope this gives you a good idea on why DSA is important and why so many companies ask even QA automation candidate to know about DSA. They are just checking your skills, how efficiently you can make the program, how faster it can be run, because nowadays data is huge and they are also expecting that whatever code we are writing, it should be able to handle the bulk amount of data, right? So that's pretty much for today. For your practice, what I will do, I will just commit all my changes and push it to my Git repo. And I will provide the link to my the YouTube channel in this. You can just go through it and try to understand it. And if you still have any doubt, put those doubt in comment section. I will try to clarify as much as possible. So for today, that's it, guys. Thank you. Keep following me and keep giving me love. Thank you all. Bye.